we're going to tell students that the American flag is banned in schools in Oklahoma. Oh, wait, that's right. This video right here is actually a white bill.
Well, Edmond Public Schools says that it's a practice to not fly flags on campus, but it's not a policy. Now, whenever they told a student that, a group got together and started organizing to show their American pride.
I've been flying it for quite a while.
Caleb Horst is a senior at Edmond North High School. He says Wednesday afternoon he was told he can't have this, an American flag flying from his truck.
I've never really had a problem with it before, and it's our First Amendment, so it's kind of hard for them to just infringe upon our rights, you know.
Now his friends say they're backing him in their right of expression, lining their trucks in the parking lot with the American flag flying high.
And I got a brother in the military, so it kind of hit home to me because I was like, yeah, he's fighting for that flag, so we should be allowed to fly it. It'd be different if we were trying to make a political statement, but there's nothing political about it.
Edmond Public Schools told KOCO it's a practice not to have flags, but not a policy of the district. Yet Horst says he was told come Monday he shouldn't have the flag on his truck anymore. His group of friends say whether people agree or not, it's worth fighting for.
It represents us, it's unity, it represents us as one, and it's our freedoms, and we have people who fight and die for that flag every day, so I believe we should be allowed to fly it.
In the end, we're all American, we're all united under that flag, so there's not much anybody can do to separate us.
Now, the group of seniors says that they plan to continue this, all flying flags together no matter what type of car they're driving, and they hope that other students will join in.
Well, it seems to me that word of mouth does, in fact, travel fast in this place. And by place, I mean not just the college, but also the town itself. Make sure you guys stick around for a little while. This video right here is, in fact, very, very much a white pill, and let's go ahead and dive into it. Before I tell you guys exactly what happened in this particular incident, I want you guys to know that once again, there'll be a couple of updates at the very end of the video, and that this video right here will be coming out at noon on Wednesday. There will also be a second video to be released on Wednesday as well. However, I'm going to kind of sort of go into pump out mode, meaning I'm going to try to pump out as much content as I can, seeing as I'm not going to be here on Thursday, Friday, and more than likely on Saturday either. Surgery, of course, and I've already decided to go ahead and kind of shave and everything to kind of get ready for it. They got to go right back into my neck. However, make sure you guys stick around for the updates at the very, very end. But like I said before, this right here is another one of those videos that I've been doing here recently that turns out to be quite the white pill. So in Oklahoma, which is, by the way, one of the more patriotic states in the country, we still have schools saying that it's a violation of policy to have American flags out in the parking lot, have American flags on you. I mean, basically, some places have even been known to suspend students from school for even having an American flag even on them. Of course, these were here some of these school districts that we've talked about recently where CRT and all the other leftism crap is being pumped down these kids' throats. I mean, the political correctness is absolutely ridiculous, and don't worry, I'll leave a lot of examples of such in the description box. We've also seen a liberal sports reporter also at the same time back in 2000, actually back into last year, decide that he wanted to basically blast a 9-year-old child for wearing face paint at a Chiefs game. The political correctness is out of control, and I think that at this moment in time, these high school students need to be focusing in on learning. Now, granted, you may say that that's a contradiction to this entire video, but still at the same time, when you throw politics into a situation, therefore, it does actually impede the learning process. It also impedes the process of trust. You see, now these students can see that there are people out there who don't exactly like the American flag or like the idea of students having an American flag or being patriotic, and therefore it creates some form of mistrust of them at a later date. Also, the people who come up with these policies are typically the teachers who don't have kids, typically the teachers that, I really truly don't know what the hell these people's problems are. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, we used to wonder the exact same thing. Of course, I eventually dropped out, went to a trade school, but still at the same time, though, it makes you wonder if these people have a life outside the classroom. That, of course, being teachers, faculty, principals, basically the employees at the school. Now, before we really and truly dive into this and look at exactly what happened, make sure you guys please go ahead and cut the notifications on for this channel so that way you guys are notified when the video is released. That way you guys will be able to go ahead and click on it and go ahead and watch it. Please, if you guys can, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and do that. It's free. Just hit the like button. Also subscribe if you guys are new here, and let us go ahead and get into it. So how did this situation start? Well, let's go ahead and get into it.
Message out to people asking for support and for them to fly their flags too. And I guess this is where we got to now.
That's what happened this morning in Edmond. Protesters out in full force outside of Edmond North High School, pledging their support behind a student who was asked to take down an American flag from his truck last week.
Yeah, they did kind of a 4-mile drive around the Edmond North campus. It's an event that has gotten a lot of attention, including from State Superintendent Ryan Walters.
I want to show you Sky News 9 right now is live over the scene, Edmond North High School. And as we zoom in, you can see several trucks flying the American flag, all parked in the parking lot.
Yeah, live a look. You know, each student, the school district has said, would be dealt with on a case-by-case basis. But as you can see, several students again today, it looks like even more today, with flags on their car. We'll be following what the district says will happen.
Our Addie Crawford is live near the school this morning with more on what happened before school started. Addie, good morning.
Now, before I let Addie tell us what's going on here, I just want to say something very, very quickly. If you notice something kind of odd about that clip, I apologize for that. That's exactly how it was actually played when I actually went to the news segment itself. Roughly 3 minutes and 6 seconds. You guys know how I just love to break these things up, but still at the same time, though, just kind of how odd, just kind of how odd that was. The entire situation was framed. However, the state superintendent has in fact responded to this, and let me go ahead and play this before we get back on the other side, so that way you guys can kind of see the overall feeling of those who are now looking at a situation that could have gotten hot for the wrong reasons. But here we go.
School in Oklahoma should tell students they can't wave an American flag. We've had Americans die for that flag. Die for students to have the right to carry the flag, to wave the flag, to be proud of that American flag. My department right now is working on guidelines that we will be issuing to districts to ensure that no student is ever targeted for having an American flag, and also that our schools will promote patriotism. We want our young people to be patriotic. We want them to love this country. And we're going to continue to support our young people to have the greatest understanding of American history in the country and to be proud of our country. And so we will continue to do that, and we will continue to fight for patriotic students across the state.
Now, there are some that criticized him for responding to this situation late, but because, as I said before, I got to let Addie explain to us exactly how it was that we got to this.
Good morning, Robin and Lacey. I'd say at least 50 cars paraded around the streets of Edmond North High School right around this area. I think car horns might still be ringing in my ears from people and drivers showing their support all morning long. I'll show you the video of what's been happening in the last few hours. The group gathering around 7 a.m. saying their thank yous for showing up and saying the Pledge of Allegiance as one. I was told several times by those there this morning that this is all about freedom of speech and coming together. The student who sparked this movement, senior Caleb Horse, says he now feels supported. Never expected this big of a turnout, but he says that wasn't the case last week when he was told to remove the flag at Edmond North High School.
I was just confused and a little bit mad because this is the flag of our country. It's not like I'm flying some crazy flag. It's one that everybody stands under.
Well, it seems to me that word spreads quickly in this town because obviously the townspeople, they obviously weren't going to let this crap fly. Well, son, I would actually be confused too. The American flag is not offensive to anyone. Well, actually, I take that back. It's offensive to communists. It's offensive to left-wing Nazis. It's offensive to anybody who votes Democrat nowadays. I don't say that to be a jerk to anybody who's a Democrat. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm doing. I'm simply saying that the current form of the Democratic Party, the current left, they absolutely despise the red, white, and blue. They absolutely despise the stars and stripes. I remember one said incident where the Gadsden flag, let's just say that schools were asking that right there not come back. I mean, there was even this push at one point in time in the military right after Biden got in office to remove Gadsden flags and tell the troops that it was banned. There was also that stuff involving Black Rifle Coffee, I think with St. Michael, where they had actually removed that. The fact of the matter is that political correctness has gone a little bit too far. However, as you guys can see, there are people in this nation, especially in the state of Oklahoma, who are saying, no, that right there is not gonna play here. Oklahoma, of course, being one of the more redder states in the country, not gonna put up with this. Same thing in the state of Texas. But I do remember an incident in the state of Colorado that I did do a video on where a little kid was sent home over having a pro-military backpack. I may try to link that video in the description box so I can find it. After a while, you do so many daggone videos, the most you can, it's only going to let you choose but a certain amount. Hopefully we can remedy that in the future, and I can not make the mistakes that I made when I first had this channel available by deleting videos and screwing up my algorithmic timing. But still, though, at the same time, though, it's good to see that people are, in fact, stepping up, standing up, and saying no to the political correctness.
Caleb, among many others this morning, tell me that they don't want to call what happened a protest rather than simply hoping for a change in policy from Edmond Public Schools. Also, another thing I want to point out is the sea of American flags that I'm standing in right now. We're right across the street from Edmond North, right there. And I counted about 200 that were here this morning, putting them in the ground in protest of what happened today. In Edmond, I'm Addie Crawford, Oklahoma Zone, News 9.
All right, Addie, thanks so much. The Edmond Public School District says it has never permitted flying flags on vehicles. In the statement, the district says it's due to safety issues as well as the risk of damaging other vehicles. EPS also says it proudly displays the American flag outside each building and in classrooms.
Okay, I understand the school's policy and how it is that this particular location does not want flags on vehicles. I understand that. I even to a certain extent kind of get that. But here's the thing, though. Go back to what I said earlier. The American flag is the flag that represents our nation. Stars, stripes. It's not offensive at all. The red, white, and blue. I mean, I actually think that there are other things that you could throw out there that could, in fact, be a little bit more offensive, but I don't see how the hell the American flag is. Now, down here in the South, at one point in time, you could do the American flag, you could do the Confederate flag in some places, nobody really cared. But then after a while, of course, things got more and more politically correct because some people, quite frankly, want to bitch and complain about a certain item that just has a cross with stars on it. The thing is this right here. Nothing is offensive about the American flag, and even though I understand the school's policy was to say that these flags cannot be flown on vehicles, it seems to me that what's going on here is that people are, in fact, through with the political correctness. And, of course, it's a good thing to see high school students, good old-fashioned high school students that were raised correctly, speaking up about this. But it's even better that word of mouth got around to the townspeople, and they basically put their foot down and said, no. We're not going to stand for this crap right here. We're going to join these kids in solidarity. Some of these schools, of course, the current vice presidential nominee for the Democratic Party, some of these schools have tampons in boys' bathrooms. Some of these schools, by the way, have policies that tell you that you are not allowed to wear a cross. Some of these places actually tell their students that they're not allowed to wear certain articles of patriotism, yet at the same time, you're allowed to wear whatever degenerate crap the mainstream media deems appropriate. This entire situation to me is completely ass backwards. I'm just going to go ahead and come on out and say it. The hypocrisy in some of these places is absolutely ridiculous, but still at the same time, it's a good thing to see these boys and these people step up and say enough. That right there to me is the true white pill here, that even though it is that the school has a policy against flags, you obviously saw people with policies against the American flag. You obviously saw that there are students out there who are patriotic, who quite frankly working to stand for it, and obviously people in the town, because word of mouth obviously spreads pretty fast, and they probably even saw the initial news report and said, you know what, I think I'm going to join in on this. I mean, we're kind of a divided nation, but the best way to beat the commie left is to just simply be patriotic. And that is all I got for you guys in this video here outside the updates. But with that right there being said, still though, if you guys can, please leave a comment in the comment section. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and share the video. The second video will be about the situation involving Facebook, and how it is that Mark Zuckerberg has finally grown a conscience and came out and said exactly what really happened in 2020. But let's get to those updates. I'm once again notifying you guys because obviously the YouTube algorithm has this thing where it doesn't notify all my subscribers. That's part of the reason why, as I'm telling you guys early on, to make sure you guys cut the notifications on so that way you guys are informed when the video comes out. The channel, of course, I understand that when you can't post for a while, and this summer's not exactly been a good one. I've been in and out of the hospital, not been able to post like I want to. And of course, I don't believe in just posting 4 or 5 or 6 videos a day to kind of get the algorithm back up and notice me again. I like to try to stay a little bit steady, but still, though, at the same time, though, there are going to be some videos out while I am going to be in the hospital. I'm not going to be here on Thursday, not going to be here on Friday. Well, actually, I will be here early in the morning, but Friday and Saturday, I'm not going to be around, but there will be content out. One, of course, is going to be about the situation involving, let's see, a topic I touched a while back with Umar Johnson, talking about Kamala Harris. But of course, I'm going to be talking more about white women in that video. And also, to go on top of that, there will also be another video about the men crisis and men leaving the Democratic Party. So those 2 videos will be out on Thursday and Friday. As far as a video coming out on Saturday, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to try to get one more video out to go along with them each. I'm going to try to blitz it as much as I can while I'm out. And hopefully on Sunday, I am sitting here giving you guys a bit of an update video. But then again, though, also know it's also going to be Labor Day weekend. Still, at the same time, though, I want to give you guys some updates so that way you guys can have a heads up of what's going to happen this week. There'll be another video to go out along with this one tomorrow afternoon. And outside of that, there'll be content this weekend. Other than that, I'll see you guys later.